Do the manufacturers of man-pack collapsible or 17-foot long whips that we've come to rely on for quarter wave on 20 meters, do they need to be looking over their shoulders for this little tiny, when extended 50-inch long whip? I don't think so. Remember, this is a tool fit for use. It's a specific application that you would be using something like this with, and you're going to be using it with these tiny little coils with the HF750T antenna kit from Gabil Radio. Hey everyone, I'm Bob, amateur radio, call sign Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf. I have half a dozen hammers out in the toolbox in the garage. I have all kinds of pliers, multiple sizes of needle nose pliers. We choose gear that's fit for the application and, in the case of amateur radio, deployment. I've been testing these coil antennas for well over a year, and it's long overdue that I shared with you the findings, the results. Quite frankly, I have been surprised by them. I'm going to be putting them in the ground with a chameleon ground stake, the blank adapter, and my typical banana plug radial system. I'm doing that because I'm going to be taking coil after coil after coil and just setting these up nonstop, doing multiple tests with them. And so I want something that just stay stuck in the ground in my backyard. If you were taking this portable, you might be going for a tiny tripod to use this because this is a tiny antenna. You could use the Gabil MK1. You could use the Gabil Tiny Pod. It's the smallest tripod out there for any antenna, and it can also be used as a tiny tripod stand. So there are multiple ways to deploy this. Again, because I'm going to be taking these antennas off and on, off and on, off and on, I'm going to use a ground spike that gets me 15 inches into the ground. You can see I've adapted this for BNC, and so now my coil easily goes on, and then this short whip goes on top of here. That's how we're going to deploy. That's how we're going to take tests for SWR. It's how we're going to do some single sideband communication. It's how we're going to do FT8 and whisper. Now, do realize you can also create a man-pack situation here, and you can attach this directly to any one of the HTs that you can carry in your hand. And now I have a mobile solution for me to use on the go if you want to do something like that. So this is, if it works, quite functional and adaptable. And as I have stated, I have already verified that it does work. Now, we have, I think, 6 meters through 40 meters here. I think as you go towards 40 meters, you're going to see some compromises. You could probably still make some contacts, but I'm going to say you're really stretching the limitations and capabilities of such a compromised and small system. You'll be able to pull off some contacts, no doubt. But I have focused on 20 meters and down just because that's where most of my contacts happen. I think I will hook this up FT8 40 meters and see if I can pull off anything there. Let's go take a look at it. I think most of you understand the suggestion here, the draw. I'm not suggesting you take your 20 meter quarter wave vertical 17-foot long and abandon it and give it away. I'm not suggesting you take your long wire and toss it in the trash can. This is just another option when you're looking to go ultra portable. And many times, you know, the minimalist in me just can't help it myself. I look for things that are tiny. I love my FX4CR. It outputs 20 watts. That puts it on par. You know, it's not too distant from a 100-watt transceiver at that point in time. So if I can find that these are effective, good grief, they disappear in the palm of my hand. And I can go out and I can work 20 meters, and I can work any of the other bands that are associated with the coils that I would choose to take with me. And all of a sudden, I have a very tiny package. I can get myself some ultra small coax, or like I said, you can just go ahead and attach this directly to your transceiver. You can get yourself a very minimalistic battery. Good grief, that battery is almost as small. It disappears under my FX4CR. You know, I'm a big fan of the SharGeek Storm 2 because it can power my laptop, a camera, my cell phone, and my radio at the same time. And I'm not even suggesting that you take this box with you. Grab the 3 bands that you want to operate, take them with you. Now you've got 3 coils. The objective here is not to do away with all of your amateur radio gear for emergency preparedness that is more robust. This is when you want to be minimalist and just take the bare necessities with you to go have some fun. whether it's playing POTA or just chasing somebody in the park or going in the backyard and having some fun. That's what this is about. Minimalism. The Coil antenna kit comes with a one-page instruction sheet. It's just letting you know if you need to adjust the length of the whip to go with any one of the bands. And for me, I can't help myself. I take my super expensive antenna analyzer, and of course there are much more economical ones on the market, and I use it to dial into the perfect SWR. Let's make some 10 meter and 20 meter SSB contacts.
Okay, thank you. November 1 Whiskey.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf.
The Bravo Mike Golf.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf 59 Tampa, Florida.
KD4 BMG, thank you. November 1 Whiskey.
All right, we got it fixed. QZ, Whiskey 5 Hotel Alpha Romeo.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf, please copy 3 India Alpha Romeo.
1 Hotel, West Central Florida. Due to the size and construction of this small antenna, it is rated at 50 watts, single sideband. So we know on digital, basically if you go to CW, we're typically cutting the wattage capacity in half, so down to 25, and I backed off another 5 watts. I was running 20 watts on FT8. And here you can see on 10 meters as well as 20 meters, 30 and 40 meters, I didn't have any issues in a very short period of time making contacts, hearing as well as being heard. I do want to talk a moment about the SWR related to this particular antenna. I have shown that you do need to look at this particular sheet, and it tells you how you need to adjust the element length for the various coil that you might be using. I used my SWR meter, my antenna analyzer, and that's just because that's what I'm used to. So you could always use the instructions that come with the kit as your starting point, and then maybe use your SWR meter on your radio itself, or if you have an analyzer like me, that's how I really dial things in. But when we talk about SWR, do realize because of the shortness of this antenna, we're going to run into some bandwidth issues. Here on 10 meters, based on how I tuned the length of the whip, I was really good towards the 28-200 side of the band, but not so great when I got up to the 29-400 side of the band. So that would mean if I want to have particular usage in a segment of 10 meters, I'm going to have to tune the antenna for that portion of 10 meters or use my antenna tuner on my HF transceiver. But I wouldn't recommend this on a compromised antenna. You want to dial this thing in as good as you possibly can right up front. Getting over to 20 meters, we have pretty good SWR across the entire band, so I don't have any concerns here. And then as you get up to 40 meters, we have this bandwidth issue again. Because the antenna is compromised, it's far shorter than a whip length that we would want for 40 meters. Therefore, we have very narrow bandwidth. You're going to have to adjust this towards the FT8 or digital side if that's what you want to operate, or to the single sideband side if that's your preference. By now, you've come to expect that I'll run some whisper tests. And 10 meters doesn't look so bad. We have great regional contacts as well as international. On 20 meters, the map starts to get a little sparse, and more so on 30 meters, we're not making that normal DX into Europe to the same degree as we normally do. And then the same on 40 meters. The whisper maps are just a little sparse. And quite frankly, that makes me happy. It tells me my utilization of whisper bears out what I would expect. I have a very compact, small, lightweight, compromised antenna that I can have a lot of fun with, but it will not result in the same number of contacts as if I had my long wire out there or my quarter wave 20 meter telescoping antenna at 17 feet. This is a compromised antenna. Understand its limitations, and when you do, you can set up and have a lot of fun with it. So let's talk about setup. It's just like any other antenna, except your antenna parts are minuscule. They're tiny. You will lose them if you don't pay attention to them. And you saw me use this with a Chameleon blank adapter. It has a 3/8 by 24 top. So if you have a standard mounting system that you currently use that has 3/8 by 24 top, you can take a standard mirror mount that would go up to 3/8 by 24, and it has UHF on the bottom. And when you take the 3/8 by 24 off the top of this and you take that plastic washer off, what you're left with, whoops, is a 3/8 by 24 stud and a UHF bottom. So just take your 3/8 by 24 stud and put it in your mounting device as you currently use it today. And then what are you going to do? Well, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a SO239 to BNC adapter, and now what you have is a BNC mounting system, right? You take your coil and away you go. Put your whip on, you know what to do from here. You're going to basically take your ground radials and spread them out. You're going to extend your whip, and then you're going to tune this either by following the instructions on the paper that tell you how long to adjust the whip length, or you're going to use your analyzer. Well, let's say that you have the Gabil Radio MK1 tripod, which comes both with a 3/8 by 24 and the UHF. So you already know what to do with a 3/8 by 24, but here you have the UHF. You're just going to take this BNC adapter that lets you go UHF to BNC. You put that on top of your MK1 tripod. And if you already own the Gabil tripod, now you already have the ability to go to BNC. Now, you heard me talk about the tiny pod. What is the tiny pod? Well, that's just exactly, whoops, let me get this off of here real quick. It's exactly what the name implies. It is this kit right here. And it's one of the smallest tripods out there. It comes with a lot of different accessories. It comes with this UHF connector and a little bit of a pigtail and this ground stake / tripod. There are 3 threaded holes right here on the bottom of this. 1, 2, 3, and then there's a threaded stud on the bottom. So if you unscrew this and you open it up, you've got 4 posts. 3 of them are to convert this into a tripod, which I'm not going to show right now. The 4th is a ground spike. So you're going to put that bottom back on again, put your ground spike in, and now you can stick this in the ground. And see what I say about it being a tiny pod? You can put these 3 tripod legs on. It's a tiny tripod. And on the very top of this, that's where you get this adapter to put on the UHF connector. Take this UHF to BNC, dropping things all over the place. And now you've got Gabil Radio's solution for using these BNC coils to have one of the smallest, tiniest antenna systems out there possible. So lots of options with what you already own, whether it's Chameleon gear, Wolf River Coil gear, whoever it is. We have a way to adapt over to BNC, and we have a way to use both UHF as well as 3/8 by 24. We have lots of transceivers out there today, from QRP to 100 watt QRO. Good grief, add an amplifier and people will chase you all field day weekend long. We have as many, if not more so, antenna systems. And what's most important about antennas is that you understand what it is and how to install it and what its use case was meant for. This is a tiny, compact antenna meant for having fun, whether it's backyard, portable, POTA, or SOTA. Remember, you're not going to do massive amounts of DX with this, although you can see from my Whisper maps, I did do some DX. You will have some DX contacts, but that's not what this is designed for. This is meant for locally and regionally within your country, your continent. You can see on my Whisper maps that close in near me, I was just filled with contacts being made on Whisper. So it's a capable antenna. Understand what it is, and you'll have a blast with it. I hope you found this useful, friend. I'll talk to you soon. 73.